Hi there, I'm Mrs. Brandt, the media specialist at Lone Pine Elementary. This week, we are going to talk about illustrators. What is an illustrator? Well, illustrators make pictures to help tell stories. An illustration is a drawing, painting, or printed work of art which explains, clarifies, illuminates, visually represents, or merely decorates a written text. Illustrating can be interesting depending on what you use. Illustrations can be used for other things other than books too. On the left, you can see that I created this collage from nature. So instead of using crayons, markers, or paint, I used flower petals and leaves. Could I use this to help tell a story? On the right, Mrs. Olson, the Lone Pine art teacher, painted this postcard and mailed it to me. Could this tell a story? Here are some illustrators who make pictures to match the story. You might recognize the cover of these books in your school libraries too. Ted Arnold created Fly Guy. James Dean, Pete the Cat. Yang Suk Choi, The Name Jar. Dov Pilkey, Dog Man. Jeff Kinney, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And Vashti Harrison, Hair Love and Little Legends. Let's explore illustrations through Illustrator Juana, Martinez, Neal. We're going to meet the character named Alma. For Alma, her name tells the vibrant story of where she came from. I want you to notice the illustrations in this book trailer as we watch it.
If you ask her, Alma Sofia Esperanza José Pura Candela has way too many names. 6. How did such a small person wind up with such a large name? Alma turns to Daddy for an answer and learns of Sofia, the grandmother who loved books and flowers. Esperanza, the great-grandmother who longed to travel. Jose, the grandfather who was an artist, and other namesakes too. As she hears the story of her name, Alma starts to think it might be a perfect fit after all, and realizes that she will one day have her own story to tell. In her author-illustrator debut, Juana Martinez Neal opens a treasure box of discovery for children who may be curious about their own origin stories or names. Dreamscape presents Alma and How She Got Her Name.
So, the illustrator, Juana Martinez Neal, she's also the author. She talks a little bit about how she likes to sketch and draw. And we're going to take a look at this video. It's a 3-minute video that she explains the whole process. After this video, I would like you also to take a look at her website, which has a lot of really amazing illustrations. Let's look at the website first. And it shows, she has a really neat website, and the way it's set up is we can go to this one section that says illustrations. And on the right, it shows the small snapshots of the spreads of the book. So I'm just going to kind of click through these and you can get an idea of her type of work and how she illustrates. This website is listed in our library lessons, so you are welcome to look at these links as well and explore her website. Here's a 3-minute video, and this is where you can hear right from her what she thinks about illustrations. Right.
My work is not on paper. I use acrylic paper, but I add texture to it. So I never work on the actual surface when I paint. Most of my books are illustrated with acrylics, but when I started doing illustration, all I did was color pencil, mainly because it was safer when I had two little ones. And now I do mixed media. I mix, from the paper to graphite, color pencils, acrylic, and gesso. I try to always change it a little bit. And then, I did transfer it too. I transfer some of the images, especially the photographs. I do school visits. I like doing preschool and kindergarten, but third grade, second grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, I just love those kids. They are full of opinions. I just enjoy that so much. And they can actually learn when you're teaching them. Not that the others don't, but it's just so much fun. I really like them. You can have conversations with them, and they can ask you questions and tell you stories. I did one in Scottsdale, and it was a Title I school. We did 2 days. We did the school one day, and then I came back on a Saturday, and we had it with the parents. So we had an activity with the parents, and there were so many that spoke Spanish that we did it in Spanish. I love stripes. And then my daughter, she used to wear those little tiny bows. And now she wears like big bows. My oldest was born in LA because at that time we were living in Los Angeles. And then the two youngest were born in Arizona. My first time taking them to my country. I was so stressed because it was a big deal. Peru is beautiful and I miss it. There's a simplicity of, you don't need much to have fun. You don't need much to have a good time.
So interesting to hear how she talks about drawing and her life. And we'll take a look. In that story, the Alma has an idea or asks questions about her ancestors, and that's how she got her name. So we would like you to take time to talk to your family to find out who you were named after. And if you take a look at this picture, that's a family tree of Alma and the people in her family. So you could do the same thing and you could illustrate your family tree. After we're done with this video, back in the library lesson plans, there's a link for you to watch the author interview. And she talks more about her family and the naming of her family members. We want you to be an illustrator. So if you can't think of something to draw, one easy thing you can do is draw yourself. Each school has their own Flipgrid. So do a drawing this week and you can post on Lone Pines Library Flipgrid, or if you're from Eastover or Conan Elementary or Way. So take time to go on to the library lesson and look for the link for Flipgrid. And we would love to see your illustrations. Have a great day.